guys, and good morning. So it is Saturday, May 17th, I believe, and I had kind of an early morning, not really busy, I would say. I mean, I did do a lot of stuff, but it wasn't busy. Went grocery shopping, got up at 6, went grocery shopping, stopped at my dad's house to grab a couple things, went to my grandma's, made her food, hung out with her, worked out with her for a little bit. And then since she's not too far from Schuler's, it's not necessarily close by any means. It's actually, I'm driving out of my way. I'm driving in the incorrect direction to get home, about like 25 minutes, but it's way closer than I live. I decided to stop at Schuler's. So I ended up grabbing The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. I believe this is the same author that wrote the Magnolia and Parks books. Yep. And I've never read those books. I've heard great things about them, but I have not been intrigued enough to pick them up. But randomly, so let me back up, because this is actually going to be the vlog intro, because everything else has been B-roll that I filmed. So I've been gone for quite a while, probably about a month at this point, and nothing bad has happened or anything. I initially was just gone because I wasn't reading, because I had other projects that I was doing. So I was finishing up the blanket that I was making for my friend. I don't know if I ever showed that blanket in any of my vlogs. I know I filmed myself making it, but I don't know if I ever actually put any of those clips into any of my vlogs. But I've been working on this blanket for her for months, and I finally decided to hunker down and finish it, because I only had like 3 or 4 rows left that I was taking forever to make. So I was like, all my free time is going to be dedicated to this blanket. So I finally finished that, and I was looking for audiobooks to listen to while I was doing that, but no audiobooks were cutting it. I think I'm just going to cancel my Spotify subscription. I thought that having it audiobooks from Spotify would be better, because I can choose whatever audiobooks I want to listen to. I'm not committed to any, and if I'm not feeling it, I can just go to a different one. I don't have to do like the what is it called? The Audible thing, where you return the audiobook, but you can only do so many returns before they don't let you do it anymore. Because sometimes I'll get like a good 5 chapters into the audiobook, and then I'll realize, oh, I'm really not liking this. So I thought that would be the move, but not really, because 15 hours of listening time is not that much, especially if it takes me 3 hours to realize that I'm really not feeling the book, and the book is actually making me not want to read anything or listen to anything. So yeah, I was trying to listen to audiobooks, stopped even attempting to do that, and just was getting caught up on some TV shows and stuff. And then after I was finally done with the blanket, then I got into a reading slump, and I have not finished a book in May. I have not finished a single book in May. And I think part of the reason why I got into the slump was because, number one, I was forcing myself to listen to all those audiobooks that I hated. And number two, I am in a really weird reading mood right now, and I didn't really have any books that fit that mold. I have tried so many different books. I tried listening to what is it called? The Blood of Hercules. I tried listening to First Time Caller, just wasn't working. I tried to pick up a couple of books, and I just couldn't get into them at all. So I randomly saw a whole bunch of people talking about The Conditions of Will by Jessa, right? Jessa? Yes. Hastings. And I was like, you know what? Let me give it a chance, because I just felt in my spirit I wanted something kind of messy, kind of drama with romance, but stakes are not too high. And so the description of this book made me intrigued. So I picked it up. This book is basically about a girl who is currently living in London. She's a professional lie detector, and she has had a huge falling out with her family. Years ago, her and one of her siblings, they just don't fit in with their family. They come from a very conservative Southern family. I think that it's a very wealthy family too, and they just don't fit the bill for their family. They've always felt kind of like the black sheep of the family. And then one day her name is Georgia. One day she gets a call from her sister that she's estranged from, and she's basically like, hey, dad just died. And so now she has to go back to her hometown. She goes back to her hometown with her sibling that she gets along with, which is her brother, who is currently in recovery for drugs and alcohol. And then she comes face to face with Sam, who is her brother's AA sponsor, who's very attractive. And it's basically a conflict because she's falling for Sam. Sam is interested in her, but her brother is interested in Sam. And her brother is in a very vulnerable state because he's very new to his sober journey. And so this is what I'm gleaning from it, because I'm not very far. So I'm thinking she's like, doesn't really want to pursue anything with Sam because she doesn't want to hurt her brother's feelings, and she doesn't want to jeopardize his sobriety for a romance. But at the same time, from the couple of chapters that I've read, it seems like she makes herself like she almost has made herself responsible for her brother's health and well-being. And like a lot of people do when they have a family member or a friend or a loved one who is dealing with, it might not even just be like alcoholism or drug addiction, but dealing with mental health issues as well, where you kind of placate to their every need because you don't want your actions to affect their sobriety, but at the same time you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself when they have their own they have their own agency to make their own decisions, and not everything you do is responsible for the decisions that they make. Not saying that you should be making decisions that you know are going to hurt your loved one, but at the same time, you can't control what somebody else does, and your actions might affect them, but you should not feel responsible for the decisions that they make based off of those actions, if that makes sense. So like, she was talking, I think that in one of the scenes she was talking about how, like, I might be getting things mixed up with something else that I read, but where she was basically talking about how she did or did not do something, and she was hoping, so she paid for his flight to go back to their hometown, and she had been feeling a lot of anxiety and stuff before getting on the plane and before the trip, so she hadn't thought to call him. And on her way down to her hometown, she was thinking, oh my god, I should have called him. Like, I shouldn't have told him all this news and never called him. What if he has relapsed? And that would and she would feel responsible for that. But that's not her responsibility. She should not feel responsible for that. That's kind of what I mean. But anyway, and there's also more family drama with that as well, because she doesn't get along with her sister. She doesn't get along with her mother. She doesn't get along with her brother, her other brother. So I'm reading that right now, but looks like it's about to storm. I am going to head home and probably chill out for the rest of the day and have you guys be along with me. So this vlog hopefully will see the light of day. I've filmed multiple things, but like I said, I was in a reading slump for the past month, and so I wasn't getting much reading done on any of those vlogs. But I'm also turning 30 in a couple of weeks, so I really wanted to start off. Monday was officially 30 days before my 30th birthday. Monday the 12th was 30 days before my 30th, or was it Tuesday the 12th? Whatever day was the 30 days before my 30th birthday. So I'm like on this kick of really trying to do all of the things that I want to do without feeling insecure about them. Basically, I'm trying to live my best life till my 30th birthday so that I can bring this good, positive energy into the next decade of my life. I mean, I feel like I've been feeling amazing for the past couple of weeks with this impending birthday coming up. Well, impending I think has a negative connotation to it, but with this upcoming birthday, I have just been feeling very light and airy and very good, and so I'm trying to continue to have this energy and bring it into year 30. So anyway, I'm about to head out and go back home, and I will catch up with you guys later. I'm gonna try to get some reading done in this vlog, but if I don't get a lot of reading done, it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. But I'll talk to you guys later. Good morning, everybody. So the video and sound quality might be not great for this clip, but I don't feel like getting my laptop. I don't feel like getting my microphone. I don't feel like getting my tripod. So we're just gonna do it like this. So it is Sunday morning at probably like 7 a.m. ish, and I got 0 pages read yesterday because clearly you can tell I did my hair. I drove home and decided to do my hair, and that took like 10 hours to do. So I did my hair, and I'm not even like a huge fan of it, to be quite honest, because this bulk braiding hair that I use, I don't understand. Well, I understand because it's loopholes and technically they tell the truth on the packaging, but like, I don't understand how these hair brands will put 100% human hair in this giant lettering, and then below it or above it in teeny tiny font, it says preemie mix or something. And it doesn't even say like synthetic blend. It just says preemie mix, which means it's a synthetic blend. So I thought this hair was human hair. It is a synthetic blend, and it's not even a good one. So I'm pretty disappointed about that because these boho braids are probably not going to last as long. And the killing part is, like, I try not to go on Amazon for everything, but hair, like beauty supply stores, I feel like don't really move with the times of like what is popular and what people want, because why don't they have bulk 100% human hair on Amazon? Because I was going to order it on Amazon. They have like bulk 100% human hair for $30 per, I think, what, like 100 milligrams or something, and it's around the same price as what I paid for this. And this is some BS because like the curl pattern is like everything is going in the same direction. I tried to wash it yesterday and then blow dry it to loosen the curl a little bit, and it didn't work. So I'm pretty annoyed by that, but it is what it is. I am keeping these fuckers in for at least a couple weeks because I spent too much time doing it. Hopefully this hair doesn't get too funky and matted up and everything. And by funky, I don't mean smell. I mean like it getting matted up and tangling. It will, but whatever. So I didn't get any reading done yesterday. It's okay though, because I couldn't. When I do my hair, I need visual things to watch. And so I just watched some movies and stuff yesterday. So right now I'm just enjoying a cup of coffee. I can't enjoy my coffee in the same way that I used to though. RIP. I'm trying to cut back on dairy, and I'm not giving up cheese. So milk is going to have to be what I give up. And I'm trying to give it up for like hormonal reasons and stuff. But I miss milk. But this almond milk creamer is pretty good. It does have some added sugar in it and everything, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. Oh, I hear pitter pattering. Grace, good morning. Good morning. How's the Gracie baby? Hi, Mama. Oh, she's so sweet. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. It is almost 10 a.m. and I'm ready to start getting my reading. And so I was reading The Conditions of Will on my Kindle, but I think I'm going to switch up to reading the physical book. I am I'm on chapter 4, like at the very beginning of chapter 4. So I'm going to grab my physical copy of the book, and I'm gonna try to read for about like an hour or so. I don't really, like I said before, I don't really have any plans for today. I did start my cycle yesterday, which it came early and caught me all the way off guard at the grocery store. So I'm a little bit like crampy and like a little tired and stuff. So I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself to do anything. Plus, I spent a majority of the day yesterday doing my hair, which was a lot. So let me go grab that book and we can read for a little bit. I have made it to almost 50 pages of The Conditions of Will, and I'm liking this a lot. So I'm far enough into this book now to where I can really get a feel of if I'm gonna like it or not. And it's a winner, so I think that I'm getting out of my reading slump. This is a longer book though. It is like 450 pages. But this is not just a romance. So I think yesterday I was talking a little bit about the plot, and I had an assumption about what has happened in the past, and it's looking like my assumption is correct. I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil the book at all. But excuse me. This is the exact kind of book that I was in the mood for. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I wanted a book that had romance in it, but also had some real life stuff, drama, a little bit of traumatic events and stuff, but it's not, at least right now, it's not too heavy, but it's just, there's a lot of tension in the family and hostility in the family and drama, which is what I really wanted. And when I was reading, I can't remember if I talked about this yesterday or not, but I had previously been reading Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, and that book, and I see now that it has been getting not great reviews, and I would have to agree with it. I stopped reading after, I think I finished like 50 or 60 pages, and I just did not like the writing. I did not like all the pop culture references, specifically the Resand stuff. And then the stuff with dementia just hit a little too close to home for me. And it was kind of like a depressing read, to be quite honest. Like, I just didn't want to read about that. So I didn't continue. But this is more so the kind of like real world. I always say that I love a like romance that has a main character who is going through it, and this is the type of going through it that I like. She is self-realized, she has gone through trauma, but she's actually dealt with it, and there's still some underlying feelings about what has happened to her in regards to her family, but she has overcome those things and is a self-sufficient person, but she has never address them with her family. So that's probably going to happen within this book. But I'm really liking the main character a lot. I'm really liking the love interest a lot. I'm just enjoying the read. So I'm going to, what time is it right now? It's 10:33. I think I'm going to take a break from reading. I've been reading for maybe like 30 minutes. But I think I'm going to take a break. I really want to, I think I'm going to put my bonnet on because this hair is itching my ear. And I'm so bothered by this hair, guys. But I'm going to have to keep it in for at least a couple of weeks because I spent too much time doing it. So this hair is bothering me. I'm going to put my bonnet on, I think, so that I don't even have to deal with it. And I don't know. I think that I really want to start making my lunch, but I don't even know what I want for lunch. I don't know. I'm feeling restless, okay? I can't sit still right now. That's the problem. I'm like, oh, I need to do something. No, I don't need to do anything. I just can't sit still right now. So I'm going to get up and do something and move in some way. And then maybe after I do that, I'll be able to sit down and continue reading this book. Okay. Okay, guys. So I got a ton of stuff done since the last time we talked. None of it was reading, but it's okay. So I went to Lowe's because they're having their $2 a bag mulch sale going on. And I got some mulch, laid the mulch down in our 2 front flower beds by myself. I got some garden soil too because the last vlog that I posted, I think that I showed my seedlings and how they were doing. They're way bigger now. I've got a whole bunch of vegetables that I am growing And I got grow bags for them, those like black landscapey material grow bags. I think they're 10-gallon ones because I want to grow potatoes. I got that for the squash that I have, a couple different things because our raised garden bed that we have is not big enough for everything. And so I got that, did that stuff. Then I feel like I did something else that took some time, but I can't remember what it was. Then we went to the grocery store. I got some hamburger patties from Aldi, like the $10 for 10 hamburger patties. And they're on the smoker right now because we're just trying to have a lot of like pre-made protein in the house. I got that and chicken thighs. So the beef is on the smoker right now. I will smoke the chicken thighs later. And yeah, there was other stuff that I did, but I feel very accomplished. I got myself moving around, did a whole bunch of stuff. I'm a little bit sleepy, but it's okay. I have some liquid motivation, aka coffee. But now I have to take my medicine because my alarm for my medicine actually went off or my reminder went off at noon, and it is like 3:30. So I've got to take my vitamins. I started taking these Ritual vitamins. I used to kind of roll my eyes at them because people are sponsored by them a lot, and you can't always, I wouldn't say you can't always trust sponsored posts, but sometimes you're less likely to really take it seriously when you see so many people talking about it. You're like, well, is this like a gimmick or is it actually good? And because of how these pills look too, you're like, are they gimmicky or are they like a real thing? So I got them, and I was using the Thorn vitamins, but they smell so terrible. They smell rancid. They smell like demonic activity. If you ever watch Supernatural, or I think that it's like a common thing for people who like believe in ghosts and like watch ghost hunters and stuff like that, demonic activity, it smells like sulfur. Those pills literally smell like sulfur. I was at work one day and I opened up the bottle and I was afraid for people to walk by my desk because I didn't want them to think that I farted because the pills smell so bad. So I couldn't do it. Swallowing those things was like disgusting. So these actually smell like peppermint, and this might be TMI, but they don't turn my pee bright yellow, because if you take vitamins, if there's way too much of a specific vitamin, you just pee them out, and that's why your pee will sometimes be bright yellow. So this doesn't do that. I've been liking these so far. So I have to take 2 of these. I've got to take my anxiety meds, and then I've got to take my inositol, which is for hormone support, ovarian support. It's supposed to help with insulin resistance, and it's supposed to help with balancing of hormones and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm also taking my CoQ10, which is a liquid, and they make it in a pill form, but I prefer the liquid. It's supposed to have a better absorption, and that helps with blood pressure, blood sugar. It helps with like your collagen. Basically, I think that, what is it? Like the CoQ10 is it's something that your body produces, but your body produces a finite amount of it, and it helps with a whole bunch of different things. So those are, I don't know why I went over the supplements and vitamins that I take, but gotta take all of them. So I'm going to do that right now so that I can check it off of my reminders list and so that I can get it done. But I am, like I said, making all that stuff, and I will talk to you guys later. I will be reading more of the Conditions of Will at some point. I just have to like sit down and relax. I have been allergic to relaxing these past couple of days. I cannot sit still. Not even the past couple of days, past couple of weeks. I cannot sit still. And part of it is, I think, because of my anxiety. And so hence me taking anxiety medication. Because being productive is very important to me. And I like feeling like, I get things done, and I like my house to look a certain way. And I like, to be, like I said, a productive member of my household and society, but there needs to be balance. And I feel like I'm always on one side of the scale, and I need to get the balance. I need for the scales to tip in a different direction also. So we're going to try to relax at some point today, but I do have laundry, so I gotta fold that. But then we're gonna relax and take my medicine. Gotta do that. And then we're gonna relax. Why do you look so shocked? Hey, Hi. Hey, Grace. Gracie. How's the Gracie? Mwah. Okay, so it is, what time is it?
8:50 p.m.
Okay, so it's 9 o'clock. And
8:50, you liar.
okay, so it's 9 o'clock. And I am on chapter 10 of The Conditions of Will. And I am really, really liking this book quite a bit. Like really, really liking this book. It's page 84. I am a little bit frustrated with our main character at the moment, but I understand why she's making the decisions that she's making. I'm really liking the tension and the character dynamics between herself and her family members, as well as herself and the love interests. I'm also really, really loving the way that a plot point, like a mystery that happened, an inciting incident for something that's happened in her past, the way that that is being constantly hinted at and brought up, and we're slowly getting more information about what happened as to why she is so estranged from her family. And so I'm really, really, really liking this book so far, which is I'm kind of surprised about, because for some reason, like, the Magnolia Parks books were very popular, and I think I mentioned this before, like, I've had a vague interest in them, but I've never been interested in really picking them up. But after starting this book, I'm very interested to see how the Magnolia Parks books are, because this is the perfect melding of like family drama, of romance, of, like, I say mystery, it's not really a mystery, but like something has happened and we're trying to figure out exactly what happened. I love it when books that are romances have like a secondary plot where like we're trying to figure out why the character is the way that they are. Something happened, we keep on getting little hints as to what happened, and then at some point in the book there's going to be like a big event that happens where everything kind of comes to light. I love those sorts of instances, so that seems like that's what's going to happen. I'm almost, like, I just started chapter 10. Let me see how many pages I have left of this. So I'm on page 84 right now, chapter 10. Oh, come on, book. Oh, wait, no. Oh, this seems like a really short chapter. Wait, what? Am I on chapter 11, actually? Oh my gosh, no, I just started chapter 11. I was like, where's chapter 11? Okay, I just started chapter 11, so I think I'm actually going to read on my Kindle for a little bit, because I want to lay down and not have anything in my hands for the moment. So the main reason why I bought this book is because I love this cover, and I did want to be able to physically read this when I want to, but I also want to be able to read it on my Kindle, and I've got my Kindle stand over there. So I am going to read some more of this on the Kindle. I might like watch a YouTube video or two also. We'll see. Like, I'm just chilling today. It's Sunday. It's my day off before the work week, so I don't really want to put too much pressure on myself to read if I don't feel like reading. So right now I feel like reading though. Okay guys, it is Monday night. I just got out of work and I am wrapping up this weekend reading vlog. I got like no reading done. I feel like I didn't even really film anything, but I'm putting up this vlog. I don't care. It's been a long time since I chatted with you guys. So I got to page 84 in The Conditions of Will. I'm really, really liking it. I might try to film a work week reading vlog this week. We'll see how that goes while I continue to read this book, but I definitely feel like this is taking me out of my slump. I've got a headache right now, so I don't know if I'm actually going to end up filming anything today other than this or not. But thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry I was absent for so long. Stuff happens, life happens, but remember, don't sweat the small stuff. Have a great day. Happy reading. Bye.